let's go to Anna, who joins us in Olympia, Washington. Anna, how can we help?
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I wanted to get your input on trying to balance kind of the live for today attitude with long-term paying off debt and savings goals. I'm an emergency medicine doctor and, see people who have sudden death, or I walk in a room and diagnose somebody with cancer out of the blue. And so I have this kind of, perspective that I don't really know how long myself or my family members have. And so balancing that live for today versus, paying off medical school debt, et cetera. Just hoping to get your perspective.
Yeah, that's a very interesting perspective that you have. It's kind of in your face all the time.
So I've spent several years researching and walking alongside doctors and the mental health of doctors. Okay. And one of the things that is, and same with lawyers, same with preachers. Obviously, I grew up in the home of a homicide detective, and one of the bellwether moments for me was when I realized that those who work in the pain of other people's for a living, over time their bell curve begins to shift. And so I've got this funny. It's a funny family story that wasn't funny at the time. Now it's funny. I was a kid. My dad took me to baseball practice. I was like 10. I was in this suburban North Houston little community. The worst thing I ever knew that happened is somebody spray painted something on somebody, right? I mean, nothing big. And I left the back door open, standing wide open when we went to baseball practice. Behind a fence that was locked. We got home, and my dad looked at me, and he said, "The door's open." And he proceeded to clear the room as though it was a police scene, as though it was a military scene. And I remember being 9 or 10, and we laugh about this now. I remember being 9 or 10 thinking, that's a bit much. You know what I mean? But here's the thing.
Yeah.
100% of his day was dealing with things that statistically never happen to anybody, except it does, right? So fast forward to your situation. You're a doctor who all day, every day, what you do is you go into people's, this is never going to happen to me, and you tell them, but it happened to you. And over time, that secondary trauma weighs you down. It begins to infiltrate the way you see the world. Think of it as bricks in a backpack. It begins to lean you over too. You're not hurting, but you're experiencing other people's pain all day long. And it begins to shift the way you see the world. It's a new pair of glasses. It makes you think, what does it even matter? I could just get hit by a car on the way out of here. And there's a gift to that. You know how precious life is. Most people don't. And there's a weight to that, which is you could get hit by a car and you probably won't. And so I've lived in that same thing, working in crisis, working with hard conversations with folks day after day after day for year after year after year. And the way I balance that is recognizing it could, and so I'm prepared for the it could, but also living like it probably won't, because it probably won't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm just curious,
that. And
Anna, is there a specific area of tension where you're going, I'm busting it right now? Maybe give us a little bit more detail about where this tension. It's a really brilliant question, and I think John diagnosed it beautifully. But I'm just curious, where's the practical tension for you right now?
Well, as you guys know, the training is long. So, I mean, I was gazelle intense with my entire life for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And the loans and the money became like this idea of monopoly money. So when I came out, I was probably negative $900K with my doctor house, my 2 cars, all my student loans. And it really didn't mean anything. And then there was this weight after a few years on me of, what is weighing me down? And when I actually looked at it, it's like, oh my God, if something happens to me, my whole family's life is going to be destroyed. And so working back to get debt paid down. But just after a while, it's like, okay, do I not go on vacations with my kids just with that enormous amount of debt, that's going to take a decade to pay off? Do I put off those vacations with my kids? Do I work more to make more money, to get the shovel bigger to pay it off? When, again, I have these experiences where I'm taking care of pediatric cancer patients or a 40-year-old woman who comes in dead, that was totally healthy, that is my same age. And so it just, the the idea of putting vacations off, missing their ball games to work more, all that, even though I know, I need to get out of debt. It's hard to trade that,
You're exhausted.
Yeah, you're exhausted.
I mean, let's just own that. Are you double income, one income? What's the situation?
I'm just one income. My spouse stays home to stay at home with the kids, and
what's your debt situation
that was a priority
right now?
For us.
Yeah, I get it, and I think that's great. What's your current
I'm
picture?
about half. I've got it down by about half. I'm about $400 still in debt with my house and student loans.
Okay, so let's take the house out of it.
Yeah, how much loans?
How much in student loan?
About 120.
Okay, you are gazelle intense for 120 more, and then you're going to go on a vacation. Got it? No, and I'm serious.
Yeah.
We even have separate baby steps for each one of those things. Credit card debt and
You know
what I'm saying? And you can knock that out. You're a what? An emergency room doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you can crush that 120.
And then relax on the house. So we put the house in baby step 6.
Right.
Okay, and we do that on purpose. So you're a lot closer than you realize. And I also think that you've paid enough off. Are you guys not taking vacations? Is that where you really are? You've not taken vacations in years?
No, we have, but then I have this guilt of that money could have gone toward the debt, and my student loans are, low 2% and would go away if I die. So it's kind of like, well, is my priority paying off my house? So if something happens to me, my young kids and my spouse will have somewhere to live, and my student loans go away. So it's just a strange situation.
Yeah, you know what, John, on this situation, I mean, okay, I'm trying to sit here. I hear what she's saying.
You paid off $500,000 so far?
Yeah.
Go on vacation.
Yes.
I think now you've got the point where, you know how to budget, and you can live a normal life, and you're still knocking these loans out.
Right.
You do not.
Yeah.
We tell gazelle intense for people that are in. I mean, first of all, we want everybody to be gazelle intense, but that I think there's some relativism to this. It's like you've knocked out the credit cards and the cars, and you're not swimming anymore in debt. You are in a situation where, with your income, you are gonna knock this out. I'm not saying you're not intense, but to translate gazelle intensity in your situation to, we're not going to go on vacation, and I'm never going to see my kids. I don't think that's your situation. I'd take a deep breath and enjoy life and keep being disciplined.
And, Doc, let me tell you this. Man, I'm going to go speak to a medical school in the fall, so I'm going to be as direct with you as I will with those students, okay? You're brilliant. You wouldn't be entrusted with the lives of others if you weren't. And so let me say it this way. This is not a math problem. This isn't an interest rate problem. This is an inflammatory response problem. This is an existential problem. This is a weight that you carry all of the time problem.
Yep.
And so you can justify the even your language. My family would be destroyed. You know what? They wouldn't. They'd have to rent a house or a one-bedroom apartment, but they wouldn't be destroyed.
Yeah.
Right? And that is the language of secondary trauma. Right? That's an exhausted person who helps other people for a living and then goes home and has to be a mom too. And so you've got to take care of yourself. At some point,
Thanks, guys, I really appreciate it.
After sprinting for 7 years, 9 years, 12 years, you're going to run out of gas, and that car is going to stop in the middle of the road. Yep. You probably should go talk to somebody, go start taking care of yourself, take care of your family, knock that 120 out, and then breathe.
Hey, next month's budget, let's move it around a little bit, and let's put a little day spa appointment in there.
I only made 3 or 4 of those, 5 or 6 of those.
Well, I was just starting her out. Just getting her started to relax. I love it.